Good afternoon. Welcome to Offering Education Experiences for Parents, Alumni, and Guardians. My name is Heidi Louisi. I am the moderator for today's session, along with your presenter, Steve Stuckey. We appreciate you joining us for the CypherWorx K-12 online training program, offering education experiences for parents, alumni, and guardians. Our intent is to provide you with information you will find beneficial to your school or district. To allow you to make the most out of your session today, I'd like to give you a quick tour of the Zoom webinar control panel. The panel will look like the one on your screen. Your microphone will be muted, but we want you to feel free to raise your hand or ask questions in the chat during the presentation. I will monitor both areas to alert Steve and make him aware of any questions that come in. Now, I will turn it over to Steve.
Thank you so much, Heidi, and hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. Very excited to chat with you and very passionate about this subject we're talking about with community education today. A little bit about my background. I've been in the professional world for over 30 years. I spent a few decades at Paychex Incorporated, and Paychex was as you may be familiar, rated as one of the top 100 training companies in the United States year after year. And that's where I got my introduction to adult education. And a little over 10 years ago is when I joined the CypherWorx team. And it's been a very exciting journey as we've come to this point. So we started out by creating training, recognizing there was a need, particularly in the world of after school and early childhood education. And this came from our founder, Paul Cypher, and his experience. And so we started creating a number of online courses to meet certification requirements. From there, we grew on to the early childhood education world, working with businesses and organizations across the country. And so now CypherWorx has a footprint, if you will, that's actually international in several different industries. And so what we're going to share with you today is this new notion of bringing K-12 to the community. So I want to share with you, before we get into specifically the community education component, I want to share with you the program that we've come up with here. Kind of at a higher level, if you will. I'm going to go ahead and turn my camera off so that we can pay attention to the slides here. So what this is the K-12 program gives you more than 2,000 hours of content in these 6 different categories, or I should say 7 different categories of training here now. So we have text certification, professional development, safety, HR compliance, CDA and childcare, GED credit recovery, paraprofessional, and there's more courses. You'll see that the breadth of training is really quite large. So one thing that I'll share with you here as well is the course catalog. And if you're interested, we can send this to you, or you can access this at the CypherWorx /K-12 site. But you'll see that in each of these categories, there are many, many different training courses and certifications that folks in the community, whether parents or guardians, caregivers, can access all of this training. So you'll see those different titles, or they're just different categories, are listed out here. Here's a listing of all the GED test preparation courses. Hundreds of professional development and HR courses, safety training. So you can think about this in terms of preparing folks for their careers. So the catalog is really quite extensive, as I mentioned, over 2,000 hours worth of training. And you can see on this slide here, in each of these categories, you'll see that there's a sampling of some of these courses. So for my professional development, for example, really learning how to work in the office space, whether it's interviewing skills, leadership, motivation, working with employees. You'll see all of the HR compliance training courses, things like non-harassment, active shooter training, could be HIPAA training, that type of thing. Somebody's looking to go into the medical field. So there's quite a wide range of training that is now available to you through the K-12 program. So the way that we provide this to you is in a few different ways. So you'll see these different tabs, and these some that are grayed out here. But for a lot of organizations, number one, we can set up a learning management system for you. So it's a learning content management site for your district to allow access. And folks can access in the district, they can access that through integration as well. So whether it's an API, single sign-on, or secure file transfer protocol, however we set up that integration, it really makes life easy for people to access these courses. The second way that we can provide these courses to you is in your existing learning management system. Maybe you already have one in your district. We can actually dispatch those courses to you, and they'll behave like any other courses that you have within your existing system. You'll also see that we can provide this through PowerSchool or other student information system to make things easy for you. And then finally, we have a separate site where students can access the site. Parents, alumni, caregivers, etc., can access all of this training as well. So again, the K-12 program is really designed to give access for all of this content to all of your audiences. So it's whether it's your administrators, your students, teachers, community, caregivers, really everyone within the school district. And we're going to focus obviously today on parents, alumni, caregivers. So we'll dive a little bit deeper into that here. But one of the things that I wanted to share with you is the pricing. Affordability is incredibly important to CypherWorx and in this space to all of our districts. And so I wanted to share with you a slide to give you an example of this. So we base the pricing on student enrollment to make this really easy and accessible and affordable. So access to all of these courses. You can see for this particular organization, let's just say they have 2,500 employees, or excuse me, 2,500 students that are served within the district. The cost is $91.88 annually. And so you can see with that district, it really breaks down to less than $800 a month, really about $750 a month. So again, this is designed to be very affordable. And I'll just mention that on the excuse me, on the lower end of the slide, you'll see our link here. If you go to cypherworx.com/K12, you can access additional information and obviously connect with us directly if you have questions. So let's talk about providing education experiences to adults. So at one time, adult education referred to being taught remedial and basic skills. And however, for now, with this new program, we focus on a broader, higher level skills, which I think is appropriate for today's marketplace. The world has marched on. There's many different requirements for employers now. And so it's important to a lot of school districts to be able to provide this additional education support to the community, to parents, to guardians, etc. So now, one of the things that we want to do in terms of providing these educational experiences is we've got this broken out. One is supporting career progression. Obviously, there's going to be people out there that want to move forward in their career, or they may want to skill up so that they can get a higher paying position. That's one example. You'll see that we also have the GED preparation. There's a lot of folks out there that maybe haven't had the opportunity based upon their circumstances to complete their high school or get their GED. And so we provide all of the GED preparation courses there. Parental support. You'll see that there's, obviously there's a lot of things that we can do to support our kiddos in the school as they're going forward and really being understand what is the best science, what is the best practice out there in terms of being able to provide that parental or guardian support to our children. Digital literacy. Obviously, we're on a recorded Zoom call for where some of you are live, but digital literacy is critically important in today's world. I see my kids walking around all the time with their cell phones and social media and things like that. We all need to be very aware of both the positives and also the dangers and the challenges of digital. And then finally, technical education and life skills. I mean, technical education is critically important in today's world. In almost every position that you work in, you're going to be operating some sort of computer, or it might be using Excel or Word or Access or any one of the Microsoft products. You may want to be getting certified for going into the IT profession, or maybe again upskilling yourself so that you can have a higher paying position as you go through your life journey. And then finally, life skills. I think life skills is one of those things that we always hear about that is so important to teach to our children, whether it's money management or anger management or any of those types of things, to really take control of our lives, again, in our professional journey. So we know that from experience and research that there's really important concepts that have to be included in adult learning options that we offer. So that is the outside items in blue here that you'll see. Number one is providing a personal benefit. Adult learners have to be able to see the personal benefit of what they're learning and how it satisfies the need that they have. They're motivated to learn if the learning solves or avoids a problem for them, if it provides an opportunity or increased status, for example, or if it leads to personal or professional growth. They have to have that motivation. They have to have that personal benefit. Next, on the lower left-hand side here is experience. Adult learners come to each learning event with a unique background of knowledge and experience. They're motivated to learn if the learning involves them in sharing what they know, builds on what they know, and also validates their expertise. We'll move over to self-direction. Adult learners are self-directed. We learn to be that way, and we must have some control over what they're learning. They're motivated to learn if they can take charge of their learning and make decisions about the content and process. They want to go back and learn more, spend a little bit more time on a particular area. That's an important feature for adult learners. It also wants to contribute to the learning of their co-learners. They also want to have a degree of independence in their learning process to allow them to decide what their learning journey is going to look like. Learning styles. We're all different learning styles, and each adult learner approaches learning in a great variety of ways, from hands-on and moving to using their eyes, ears, and logic to anchor new skills and knowledge. And they learn best when the learning taps into a mix of learning styles that fit their preferences and stimulate their multiple intelligences, right? So some people learn more visually, some are more auditory, some are kinesthetic. And so we need to design the training to be address those issues. So we use multiple means to represent the material that's being learned, multiple knowledge checks as we go throughout in different modalities. And then finally, application and action. Adult learners are busy. They're practical. They learn by doing. They learn best when there's an immediate application for the learning. They participate actively in the learning process, and that they can practice new skills or test their knowledge before leaving a learning session. So it's important that learners have this built into those training courses, that they can participate actively, they can test their knowledge. And there's obviously, with these courses, there's a quiz at the end. They get a certificate for completing the course. But it's important to note that the way that CypherWorx has designed the learning management system and all the courses is that they are accessible on any device. So if you've got someone in the community, a guardian, a parent, what have you, they want to access this training, they can access it on their cell phones, on tablets, on computers. And so wherever they have internet access, it's easily accessible, and they can access that at any time. They can go back and review courses that they've already taken, So having reviewed all of the pieces on this slide, you can imagine that the team has put a tremendous amount of work and effort into creating the courses that address each of these points so that they appeal to the adult learners, and more importantly, they ensure the effectiveness of this training. So I want to talk a little bit about technical and certification education. So again, you can imagine if you are a guardian or a parent or a community member that's looking to upskill yourself, even for students, right? So students that want to make themselves more marketable, all of these certification courses or these certification training courses are available for folks to access within the system. So first, I'll start up in the lower left-hand corner and just talk a little bit about the CDA, the Child Development Associate Credential. This includes 120 hours worth of training and preparation for the Child Development Associate Credential. So this coursework is available to allow folks to take that CDA exam, get that certification, and make them marketable for the childcare world, and really is a basic foundation to be in the education world. CompTIA in the upper left-hand corner here, these are the courses for CompTIA certification. And what that is the Computing Technology Industry Association. And what this is the leading provider of vendor-neutral IT certifications in the world. So they have more than 2 million IT certifications that are issued worldwide. CompTIA is dedicated to helping IT professionals lead the charge in today's digitally connected world. So you can imagine if you were walking to an employer, or maybe you're preparing to be in programming IT in college environment, what have you, you have a leg up here with your CompTIA certification. It's really kind of the admission ticket, if you will, into your interview process. You'll see here in the top center, Azure Fundamentals. This is a 6-part series that teaches you basic cloud concepts and provides a streamlined overview of the Azure services, and really guides the learners with hands-on exercises so that they can deploy their first services for free. One thing I'll mention here for you is if an individual was to go out and get their CompTIA certification on their own, for instance, they might pay $2,000 to $2,500 just to get access to that training to take the test. So being able to offer this to the community, those parents and those guardians for free is really a tremendous value. And that's just CompTIA certification. So this is really quite a large catalog of opportunities that are available for folks. So you'll see Amazon Web Services. Everyone in the world is very familiar with Amazon. But the Amazon Web Services Certified Cloud Practitioner, this validates cloud fluency and foundational Amazon Web Services knowledge. The Project Management Professional Certification. This PMP certification is a globally recognized project management certification that tests a candidate's ability to manage the people, processes, business priorities of a professional project. So again, this is available to any individual that is looking to get that certification and make them more marketable in their professional journey. And then finally, I'll share with you the Certified Wireless Network Professional. The CWNP, as it's called, is the industry standard for vendor-neutral wireless network certification and training. These set students apart in the IT industry and provide the skills needed to work with today's most complex enterprise 802.11 wireless networks. So this is very kind of a sophisticated certification as well, and as you can imagine, in very high demand. IT professionals in over 140 companies utilize the CWNP certification to learn how to make these wireless networks more secure, cost-effective, reliable, etc. So I'm just going to share with you what one of these certification courses look like. So this is one of the CDA courses, the Child Development Associate courses. And again, this is available and accessible on cell phones, tablets, etc. And the nice thing is the courses will also remember where a learner has left off. So my first point of business is to click on Start Course. And you'll see that I can go ahead and get an introduction to the course. And in this case, the first part of the courses is actually sharing with people, how do I get my CDA? What qualifications do I need to have? What is the process? So we really clearly spell this out for each individual. And you'll see that I can click on these plus buttons to get additional information. What do I need to do within 6 months of completing my application, and so on. You'll see that people can also listen to the audio narration of what is on the screen. And within the courses, you'll see that there's going to be interactive information. And what we have is in these courses, course navigation. What that just simply means is I can't turn the course on like I used to do 5-10 years ago with a typical course and wander off and do the laundry and come back and hope I pass the quiz. I have to go through each one of these items. I have to watch the videos. I have to interact with the information. And so I have to complete all of those before I typically move forward. But you'll see on the left-hand side, this is actually the menu of where I'm going in this process. So if I was to leave this course now, I'd be able to pick up right where I left off. But you can see all of the items and topic areas that are covered. And you'll see that there's also typically downloadable resources, knowledge checks throughout. And there'll be a quiz at the end of each of these courses to ensure their knowledge. So to continue, I want to talk a little bit about career progression. So within the K-12 catalog, there's hundreds of courses that help the community progress in their careers, as we've talked about. So a few examples of these courses are, for instance, Microsoft courses. These help the adult learners learn how to and or become better at using Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Outlook, Access, and Project. We probably all could use a little help on brushing up on those skills, but these courses are all available and ready to go. Of course, the IT certifications allow folks to move into new careers or expand their current knowledge for a new position. Job skills and professional development courses support interpersonal communications, management, leadership, things like conducting meetings, presentation skills, and more. Practical courses are available to support existing careers such as safe food handling for restaurant workers, working safely with power tools, all of the OSHA 10 and 40 hours, construction trades, and more. So let's take a quick look at one of these courses. Here is a job success course, for example. Again, accessible on any device, and you'll see the topics that are covered here. Time management, setting goals, business etiquette, avoiding pitfalls, effective communication, listening skills, coping with stress and anger, resolving workforce or workplace conflict. And again, there's a quiz at the end. There's knowledge checks as we go throughout the training courses, and they're going to involve a number of different modalities, meaning that there's text to read. There may be learning games, knowledge checks as individuals go throughout the course, videos, and so forth. So there's tremendous amount of knowledge that's available just within this course, and I wanted to make sure you had a chance to see that. So again, interviewing skills, things like resumes, cover letters, freelance work, and more are all involved in the career progression category. And as you can imagine, very helpful to anyone. I wish I had these courses when I started out my career too long ago. All right, GED preparation. So the GED prep courses include all of the courses that are needed to prepare for and get ready to complete the GED exams. The courses include interactive whiteboards and other activities to fully prepare folks at any age. So you can see that there's different modalities and things that we use within this particular course. You can see that this GED course actually even includes access to a workbook that folks can use as they're going through that training process. And again, there's audio, there's the menu of to allow folks to navigate forward and backwards as well. And again, the courses are designed to be able to remember where they left off, but also to be taken again. So if someone wants to go back and brush up on a particular area, they always have access to that, again, on any device. So let's talk about digital literacy. So these digital literacy courses include a wide range of courses that help adult learners improve their own digital literacy skills, but also look at how to navigate the internet, computer skills, and more. So take a quick look at the digital media literacy course, for example. This is just, again, one course in that catalog, but I'm going to click on Start so we can look at what's on the menu here. So I know that with my school-age children, for example, these are things that are helpful to me in terms of how to navigate and increase my digital literacy. So how to read a web page, what is sponsored content? What does that mean? What is clickbait, targeted advertising? How ads and clicks shape the internet? Things like social media and facts and opinion. We're hearing a lot about that in the media and right now. What is an echo chamber? How filtered bubbles isolate you? Things like fake news and so forth. What are the dangers of social media? I know my kids spend probably way too much time on social media, so we really try to limit that type of access. But this gives the great, easy way to give those guardians and parents access to this information all in one place. Well, let's talk about parental support and guardian support here as well. So the catalogs have hundreds of courses that parents, guardians, grandparents, that can all take to improve their ability to support their children in their care. So courses include a broad range of courses in several different topics, from caring for children with ADHD and other disabilities to ensure internet safety for kids, to child growth and development and supporting positive behaviors and caring for children. So let's take a look at understanding online dangers. This is one thing that we alluded to in our last slide here in our last course. So really understanding the dangers of online, where are kids at risk, what are the things that we can do to minimize those risks at home, talking about predators, an unfortunate but important thing to cover, cyberbullying and how to respond to cyberbullying. Age restrictions on social media, setting up that information, being able to avoid common dangers, malware, that type of thing. So you can imagine this would be a tremendously valuable course to those parents and guardians that are looking to make sure that they are guiding their children correctly and hopefully keeping them out of trouble. So now let's take a look at life skills. So these are really important to me personally. I've got a high school student right now that these courses are really helpful for. And these courses are designed to support parents, guardians, and grandparents to help overcome issues that hinder their ability to care for, support the children in their care, such as anger management, caregiving, managing stress, contentious relationships, addiction, and many more. So let's take a look at, real quickly, an anger management course. So again, I'll click Start Course so you can see some of the items on the menu of what is covered in this course. Well, what causes anger? How does this affect the brain? The relationship between traumas and so forth, and how that affects anger. Managing your anger using your emotions and so forth. Even anger in the workplace, anger with your family. We all have it, but these are great. This is great information that makes it available for learners to really understand and control their anger and try to turn that into a positive. There's even a section on that. So you can see with all of these courses, this breadth of over 2,000 courses, you've got a lot of information to be able to offer to the community. And it's important to note here as well that all of these courses are also accredited by the International Accreditors for Continuing Education and Training. What IACIT is they're the developer of the original continuing education credit. So today they ensure that providers like CypherWorx, providers of continuing education and training, can prove that they provide high quality instruction by following the ANSI or the ANSI IACIT 1-2018 standard for continuing education and training through a rigorous education or rigorous accreditation process. So I'm just going to click on here to give you an idea of some of the organizations so that accept these continuing education credits. So on this IACIT site, you'll see that I can actually look for what I'm looking for. I'm just going to put in Michigan here to give you an example. But CEUs are accepted by colleges, universities, organizations to give them credit for the learning that they've taken through your new K-12 program that you're offering to the community. So University of Michigan, Michigan State, for example, Dearborn Schools and Delta Schoolcraft, ISD, etc., all accept the continuing education credits. So this is an additional benefit for folks that are actually taking those courses on their way to either shorten their college career credits that they need or to improve their career using accreditation or accredited courses. So the other thing I want to share with you here today is that the content and the learning content management system meets the WCAG 2.0 level AAA compliance. What this means is that CypherWorx goes beyond the Section 508 government compliance so that we can offer the highest level of inclusivity. So what is WCAG compliance? This actually stands for the Web Content Accessibility Guidelines and defines on how to make web content more accessible to people with disabilities. Accessibility involves a wide range of disabilities, including visual, auditory, physical, speech, cognitive, language, learning, and neurological disabilities. So the nice thing is that if you have someone that is, say, visually or hearing impaired, they may have JAWS readers or what have you, these courses and the training is designed to accommodate those situations so that you can rest assured that this will be available to the largest reach in your community as possible. So again, we make this real easy for folks to access. So again, for the school district, you can have a private site. We can provide these training courses in your learning management system or your student information system. And then finally, students, parents, alumni, caregivers, they all have the ability, once the school district has come aboard, all of the students in the community will have free access to all of these courses, everything that we shared with you today in all of the different training categories. Now, I'll share with you in New York State, one of the things that's important to note is that these K-12 programs is available and approved for through BOCES 2, the Monroe 2 Board of Cooperative Education Services, and is also eligible for the COSER process as well. So depending on the percentage discount that you get, we talked about those pricings, they could be reimbursable 70, 80%, whatever your percentage is for your school district. And so this really paves the way for a significant reimbursement and should make the decision to offer this K-12 to the community even easier if it wasn't easy already. So the team's done a great job, I think, of making this affordable and again, offering a tremendously wide range of certification courses, life skills, etc., for the community. I'll also mention that CypherWorx is EdLaw 2D compliant. So in New York State, it's important to note that CypherWorx follows all of this, all of the steps to ensure that we were Ed Law 2D compliant. So you can see on the screen all of the different areas that are required. Even though third parties are also not required to have a data protection officer, CypherWorx has taken the additional step of having employees certified as data protection officers. So you can rest assured that data is very, very secure. Access is secure as well. Well, I want to say thank you for taking the time to learn more about offering educational experiences for parents, alumni, and guardians. Hopefully this was useful information to you. And we encourage you to reach out to us or respond to our follow-up communications. We'd love to connect with you and any stakeholders you have in your district and set up a private conversation to talk about the K-12 program and how it can best support what you're doing right now, meet your goals. And of course, we're here to help you every step of the way. Really pleased and excited to offer this program to you. So again, thank you for taking the time today. I do encourage you to visit the CypherWorx.com/K12 website. This will allow you to participate in future sessions or view previously recorded sessions and also get more information. You're welcome to email me or call me if you're interested in learning more, or if you'd like to go ahead and set up a meeting with me. I'd love to chat with you. Again, thank you so much for your time and have a wonderful day.